Lapasaurus is still there. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome to the reading table. What kind of reading would you like tonight? I have many decks, and we can do a general reading if you're just looking to see what the cards have to say. You could ask a question to gain insight around that. Love readings, career, we can do whatever. We'll make it work. Could I have a general reading with a deck of your choice, please? Yes, I am. Tonight's my first night back after a 3-week break. Um, and I love my soul deck, and that's the deck that I started with. So I would love to use that deck for you. Has a lot of positive energy, and um, it's my favorite. Let's shuffle these up and see what we have to say. For general readings, my favorite spread is the diamond spread. It's 5 cards. The first card is the focus of the reading, and then the 4 cards around it highlight that. The second and third card are the internal and external influence around the focus. The fourth card is what's needed to overcome. And the fifth card is the higher resolution or understanding or outcome. Lurk. Well, thank you, Typo Queen. Thank you for being here and joining the raid and, chatting a little. Appreciate having you. I hope you have a good night, and hopefully I can see you around another time. Control. That's a good card. Control is something so many of us try to have in life, and ultimately it's just, when you're holding on to control, you don't realize how out of control you really are. The rebel is internal influence. The creator is external influence. I'll come back. I'm just going to go get something. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm glad you'll be back. Have great getting something. Innocence. And then finally, the higher resolution is the burden. Okay. The control is the King of Clouds, which is the suit of the mastery of the mind. So I think the cards are asking you to, reflect on the state of your mind. There is a time and place for control, but if we put it in charge of our lives, we end up totally rigid. The figure is encased in the angles of pyramid shapes that surround him. Light glitters and glints off his shiny surfaces, but does not penetrate. It's as if he is almost mummified inside the structure he's built up around himself. His fists are clenched, and his stare is blank, almost blind. The lower part of his body beneath the table is a knife point, a cutting edge that divides and separates. His world is ordered and perfect, but it is not alive. He cannot allow any spontaneity or vulnerability to enter it. The image of the King of Clouds reminds us to take a deep breath, loosen our neckties, and take it easy. If mistakes happen, it's okay. If things get a little out of hand, it's probably just what the doctor ordered. There is much, much more to life than being on top of things. I love this. This card as a point of focus, because in our mind, this is is how we receive reality. And if our mind is trying to control the reality we lead, ultimately we're building a box around what we're witnessing, right? A cage, a prison, because that control is just a mental distraction, really. Life is fluidly changing at any given moment. We are fluidly changing in any given moment. And to think that we have some measure of solid foundation in any given moment is really a hard idea for me to hold on to. So I feel like control is that distraction from just living life fluidly. Okay. just got at. So, all right, we can pause. I can take a drink. My nose is itching and I can't get it to stop. Welcome back. I'm not sure where I left off on control, but yeah, control to me is an illusion in our mind. And ultimately, when our mind is being distracted by an illusion, it lessens our positive connection to any given moment. And so the internal influence around control is the rebel. No, I skipped the page. Here it is. The powerful and authoritative figure in this card is clearly the master of his own destiny. On his shoulder is an emblem of the sun, and the torch he holds in his right hand symbolizes the light of his own hard-won truth. Whether he is wealthy or poor, the rebel is really an emperor because he has broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. He has formed himself by embracing all the colors of the rainbow, emerging from the dark and formless roots of his unconscious past and growing wings to fly into the sky. His very way of being is rebellious, not because he is fighting against anybody or anything, but because he has discovered his own true nature and is determined to live in accordance with it. The eagle is his spirit animal, a messenger between earth and sky. The rebel challenges us to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who we are and live our truth. So I like this. Live our truth. That's a good one because control is a falsehood. It's a lie we tell ourselves, an illusion we paint. So life seems like we can influence it more than we can. It's kind of like a deception. So the rebel, he's embraced life. It is as it is, colorful, wild, wonky. It is what it is. Break the chains. We don't have to be normal. And control is kind of a normal thing these days. So let go and embrace the truth of who you get to be, who you are, who you want to be, and let that color your moments and guide you forward in life as you participate. And then the external influence is the creator, which is the king of fire. So you had the king of clouds, which is the mastery of the mind, and the king of fire, which is the mastery of action. I like the balance between the mind that may be disillusioning itself and the external world's influence in us. That is paramount because how our mind perceives our reality is how we're likely to act upon it. So if our mind is in a negative state, we're less likely to positively engage with things. If our mind is in a positive state, we're more likely to enjoy the moments as they pass by. So the creator, let's see what that has to say. The Zen master in this card has harnessed the energy of fire and is able to use it for creation rather than destruction. He invites us to recognize and participate with him in understanding that belongs to those who have mastered the fires of passion without repressing them or allowing them to get destructive and out of balance. He is so integrated that there is no longer any difference between who he is inside and who he is to the world outside. He offers this gift of understanding and integration to all those who come to him, the gift of creative light that comes from the center of his being. The King of Fire tells us that anything we undertake now, with the understanding that comes from maturity, will bring enrichment to our own lives and to the lives of others. Using whatever skills you have, whatever you have learned from your own life experience, it is time to express yourself. Again, another card, it's in balance. The Revel is live your own truth. This one, it's time to express yourself. Tell your truth, speak your truth, live your truth. So again, internal and external sound, they're in balance around this illusion of control that's being called into question. So what's needed to overcome? How do you let go of control if it's dominating your mindset? Innocence. The old man in this card radiates a childlike delight in the world. There is a sense of grace surrounding him, as if he is at home with himself and with what life has brought. He seems to be having a playful communication with the praying mantis on his finger, as if the two of them are the greatest friends. The pink flowers cascading around him represent a time of letting go, relaxation, and sweetness. They are a response to his presence, a reflection of his own qualities. The innocence that comes from a deep experience of life is childlike, but not childish. The innocence of children is beautiful, but ignorant. It will be replaced by mistrust and doubt as the child grows and learns that the world can be dangerous and a threatening place. But the innocence of a life lived fully has a quality of wisdom and acceptance of the ever changing wonder of life. So I like that. Again, witness life for what it is. That's what innocence is. It's not being jaded, it's not being fearful or doubtful or negatively connected to things. It's being aligned with the moment as it is and seeing that for the magical wonder that's there. And so living your truth, expressing yourself wholesomely, these are all ways to witness the now moment and how it fluidly changes. Just every breath brings change. Every moment brings motion that's not always within our realm to control. So control is fluid at best. So let our illusion of control be fluid as well, knowing we can only control so much and there's only so much we can do to influence things outside of that. So let's see, another cloud card is the higher understanding, the burden, which is the Six of Clouds. When we carry a load of shoulds and shouldn'ts imposed on us by others, we become like this ragged, struggling figure trying to make his way uphill. Go faster, try harder, reach the top, shouts the foolish tyrant he carries on his shoulder, while the tyrant himself is crowned with an imperious rooster. If life these days feels like just a struggle from the cradle to the grave, it could be time to shrug your shoulders and see what it feels like to walk without these characters on your back. You have your own mountains to conquer, your own dreams to fulfill, but you will never have the energy to pursue them until you release yourself from the expectations you've gathered from others and now think are your own. Another card that calls you to align with your true sense of self, not with what others have conditioned you to think of yourself or told you what you need to be your best self, but um, a true clarity of the burden you carry with who you want to be. Chances are they exist only in your mind, but that doesn't mean they can't weigh you down. It's time to lighten up and send them on their way. So yeah, I hope. Welcome, Call Me Oh Daddy. Welcome back. It's nice to see you again. It's exclamation Alma space join to get you in the queue. You're so funny. You crack me up. I'm glad you're back. It's nice to see you again. It's been a long time, 3 weeks since I've streamed, so I'm glad to see you join me on the same night I come back. Lapasaurus, I hope that was helpful or insightful or resonated in some way, in what you're going through. I hope the cards, give you something to walk away with in a positive way. It was. Thank you. Yay! I'm happy.